Welcome to Beach and Ball. On today's episode, we are going to get into the fun of having a live show based off of technology. We'll also begin to talk about our big stories of the week, as well as looking at the players of the week, and then unveiling what's going to be coming up in the week of the Big West.
Yeah, and we might even play a little trivia on top of all that.
I like the sound of that. So without further ado, here's the beach and here is the ball. Welcome in to Beach and Ball. This is episode number 10. I am one of your co-hosts. I am Ryan.
And I'm the other co-host. My name's Lucas.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start off the bat. I hate technology. I hate it so much.
Yeah, it's when it's never really done me well. When I was in college, my least favorite thing was messing with any sort of like printers or copy machines. They always failed me. Um, and now that we have a podcast with double-digit episodes, by the way, happy episode number 10. Yeah, now we're looking at internet issues and recording issues and microphone issues.
Yeah, happy number 10 to those who celebrate. Yeah, that's why my background is entirely different because I had been recording on another computer, and then all of a sudden it decides the microphone's system settings do not want to work this week. So that's why I also get to record at home because I trust my somehow I trust my own personal Wi-Fi. Lucas, I guess I don't think you can say the same.
Yeah, well, I actually just got mine fixed earlier today, so hopefully I don't have any issues like I've been having cutting in and out of the call. But uh, so far so good.
Yeah, give or take, there's plenty of time for this to go completely off the rails, which is
Right.
which is always a possibility with this. Um,
Speaking of going off the rails,
oh boy.
uh, I think we need to have a chat with UC Davis
Uh,
about
yeah,
almost
this week was
losing
not
by
good.
40 points to UC San Diego. Now, UC San Diego is good. Like, don't get me wrong. They didn't lose by 40 to like somebody like Cal Poly, but
Oh,
uh, when you've been at the top of the table for so long to just get your face beat in like that, that's rough.
okay. We might as well get into let's get into the UC San Diego. I guess is the lead story. Speaking of falling off the cliff, you could throw Cal State Northridge in there too.
Yeah, for real.
Um, so I guess we can start off. One of the stories I had, they were actually number two, but they're going to be number one right now. Is UC San Diego. UC San Diego's tied for number one in the conference now.
Yeah, UC Irvine hanging on by just a head-to-head matchup tiebreaker.
And for some reason, because of the NCAA's stupid rule, UC San Diego can't play for the tournament this year, and can't play for the conference championship either.
Yeah, and it seems like they're taking it personal by beating up on all the other teams.
Yeah, so it started off earlier in the week. They started off beating UC Riverside by one, which not ideal. Well, it's UC San Diego was at home for that, so that's probably one of the reasons why they won.
Hmm.
Um, I'll be honest. I watched a bunch of this game also because I was financially involved in it. 1-800 Gambler if you have a problem. But Riverside looked better in this game. They honestly looked way better than UC San Diego did. Um, UC San Diego was down 10 in the second half before they pretty much just went on an 11-0 run.
Wow.
And then for the last like 6 minutes of the game, it was one possession the entire way down the wire.
That's crazy. Yeah, I really feel like Riverside is a trap game for a lot of these teams. Like even though they're on the lower side of the table, anybody who has them as their next game is in for a tough game.
It feels like they also should be kind of better too. At least
Yeah.
given how many like close games they actually play in all this. Yeah. Also, because I had a parlay on this to sweat. This was the sweat it out, which I wasn't expecting this to sweat out. UC Riverside had two chances pretty much at the end. They missed a shot, inbound the ball. The ball gets kicked out off of somebody. It's Riverside ball again, and then the ball hits front rim and goes out to end the game.
Oof. Heartbreaker.
Uh, yeah. So I guess we might as well highlight a few of the big performances. Um, Bryce Pope, we're gonna get to him later. 15 points, 2 rebounds, and assists, and two steals. Which also makes sense since he was the player of the week last week, a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden Gray, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, a block, and a steal. We talked about this before. There are like way too many. There's so many steals in this league. It could just be college basketball in general, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of Grand Theft Auto going on. Yeah.
You know what else happens in Grand Theft Auto? We haven't brought it up in 2 weeks.
No, no.
Um, don't worry, there's still plenty of time for that. Francis Nakori had a double double in this game. 10
Nice.
points, 11 rebounds, and 2 steals. Which is funny that of all the stats I look at, the steals are like the biggest thing that like jump out. Your man Emmanuel Shamanga,
Nice.
11 points, 6 rebounds, and a block, and Tyler McGee, 10 points, a rebound, and 2 assists. That was pretty much what UC San Diego did that game. UC Riverside on the other side of this, the largest lead in the game was 7 points at some points. They went 5 for 8 from three in the second half, so that pretty much kept them in the game. That helped to get the lead. Kyle Owens had 19 points, 4 rebounds. Barrington Hargress 12 and 5, 4 assists and a steal. Nate Pickens, shout out his family on social media that like our things. 11 points, 3 rebounds, and assists and a block. And Isaiah Moses, 10 and 2 and 6 assists. So that's what was going on for Riverside, who still haven't won on the road yet.
Jeez. That's tough. That's a really mild game for Isaiah Moses.
Yeah, hasn't he been up for like player of the week a bunch of times too?
Probably he deserves it if he hasn't been. But yeah, normally when we talk about him, he's got like north of 25 points and stuff. That game, just 10. But that was on the Thursday game.
I mean, yeah, he's a usual like contender for the player of the week honors too.
Mm-hmm.
Since you mentioned it, we might as well go to the other game involving UC San Diego from the past week, which is it is just a flat out ass kicking of UC Davis. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, UC Davis comes off a massive win at Irvine. Well, the game was in Davis, but against Irvine, massive win, and gets the privilege of playing another top team on the table. It's kind of rough for them, it's hard to play two top teams in a row in your league, but yeah, they ended up getting beaten by how many 33 points.
Yeah, 33, which is, not quite what you want to see, especially if you're a team that's competing for one of the top seeds in the tournament.
Yeah. That game was at home for Davis too. Like,
yeah, they got crushed at home. Yeah, and I mean it was close at the end of the first half. UC San Diego was only up by like 2.
oh wow.
So yeah, so UC San Diego started off with a 17-6 run. UC Davis had a 6-0 that brought it back to five. I brought it back to five. And at least from all the stats that I saw on this too, they were statistically even through the whole first half of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then UC Davis they did have the lead at the start of the second half because Elijah Pepper hit a three. And then after that, it
Yeah,
was
that
lights
was his
out.
that was his 1-3 of the game.
And he at least picked a good time to make one.
Right.
Um, and how about this for a set of three runs for UC San Diego? They went 11-0, 15-2, 12-2.
Jeez.
So yeah, they plastered UC Davis. So the other thing that's interesting too, the magic carpet ride UC San Diego is on. This is the most wins they've had already since they moved to Division One.
Oh wow.
And by the way, there's a whole nother month to the season still to play.
Yeah. That's insane. And I think that just speaks, you know, it speaks a whole lot to the coaching staff. Like they really know what they're going to do, and they're amping it up for next year to be even scarier when they can participate in postseason activities.
It is also their largest win in a Big West game,
There it is.
33 or whatever it was. So to highlight them, Bryce Pope, you're going to hear about, like I said, you're going to hear about him again. 29 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Anumanawa Tate Jones, our guy from New Zealand. I think he's from New Zealand or Australia, one of those two. 17 and 4 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. If it wasn't for Bryce Pope, he probably would be the player of the game. But
Mm-hmm.
Tyler McGee, 18 and 4, 2 assists, and a steal. Uh, and Jerron Brooks, 10 points, 10 and 3, an assist, and a block. And needless to say, yeah, UC Davis was, I mean, we've said it a bunch of times now. They got dominated in the second half of the game.
Yeah. And funny enough, UC San Diego actually had a player foul out.
Oh boy. Well,
Yeah,
I wonder
Francis
when.
Nocourier recorded 5 player fouls.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'll say this for UC Davis just because they're good. The two guys who led the way in scoring are the pretty much same usual two. Ty Johnson, 22 and 2, 2 assists and a block. Elijah Pepper, a quiet 13 points, a rebound, and 4 steals. Which, at least for them, that's pretty much a game where you just burn the tape and move on.
Yeah. Looks like Kane Milling's going to be the one burning the tape too. He only came out of that with 2 points.
Yeah, that's not quite what you want to have happen.
Yeah. He
Uh,
took 5 shots, made one of them. 21 minutes, 3 rebounds, no assists, 2 points.
so yeah, needless to say, things are, at least for this past week, not exactly the best for UC Davis, which coming off of their win against Irvine, things I guess they were due for a letdown spot. I don't think they were expecting it to be a 33-point beatdown. Do you have anything else on UC Davis before you pick one of the other two teams to look at?
No, coming up on Thursday the 1st, UC Davis's next game is against Santa Barbara in Santa Barbara. That's another trap game. Santa Barbara is doing a lot better as we move into conference play. They started off kind of slow, but they've picked up some speed. So getting that game in the Thunderdome is not going to be a give me for Davis to get back on track.
No, it is UC Santa Barbara has been looking way better, which is appropriate since I mean, they had the like conference player of the year still playing for them,
Hmm.
and AJ Mitchell. Um, for the next team that we were going to look at, or at least that at least I put down to look at. Uh, do you want to start with the do you want to start with the lesser team or end with the really good one?
Let's end with the really good one.
All right, so the other team that went 2-0 this week is Fullerton,
Wow.
which was important for them, especially. Uh, the first one they beat Cal Poly 54-51. So a very ugly. I also watched part of this, mainly because that was part of the system play of just blind take whoever is playing Cal Poly to win,
Right.
and it worked because Fullerton won. I wasn't expecting by 3 though. Cal Poly started off the game on an 18-7, had an 18-7 lead.
Jeez.
After that, it was pretty much back and forth. After that, Fullerton ended up leading at halftime. I think it was by like 1 or 2, something like that.
Yeah. I am looking at the line. According to ESPN Bet, Cal Poly did cover that game. Fullerton,
Disgusting.
yeah, Fullerton was -5.5.
And I saw how it happened too. So they had a 5 point lead with 118 left in the game. Uh, for some reason, they decided not to take a shot, so they got a shot clock violation.
Oh wow.
Then Sanders comes down, or they get like 2 free throws or something like that. They don't put up. I think they miss another shot. Then Kobe Sanders comes down and misses a three that would have tied the game.
Jeez.
Which also seeing the spread thing makes me think of uh, whatever somebody was betting on like a game against the University of Seattle. The University of
Oh,
Seattle team under for like a women's basketball game.
yeah. You sent me that video. It was like a last second like tip-in like layup.
Yes, it was disgusting.
They ended up scoring like they had 59 and they ended up with 61 points after that layup. And
Yeah, that's
the
a real
line
like
was yeah, the line was under 59.5.
yeah, that's we don't shame, but you are like a real degenerate if you're doing that, and you're down, you are that, or you're down for like really bad.
Yep, that's rough.
So the highest lead Fullerton had in this game was 12, and it was in the second half, which was probably just a little too much for the Cal Poly Mustangs. DJ Bruton had 13 and 8, 2 blocks, 2 steals, and Beryl Kabamba had a double double with 3 assists and a steal. And this is the sad thing. Cal Poly should have won this game actually, because they outshot Fullerton from the field, from the three, and they outscored Fullerton's bench.
Oh wow.
So everything here was pointing toward Cal Poly to win and get their first conference win.
Yeah, not getting any help from Paul Bizamana. Um, he got 3 rebounds, 3 fouls, no assists, and no points.
Yeah, the star of the show there is still Kobe Sanders, since he wasn't far off from getting a triple double. 14 and 5 with 7 assists. I think most people would accept that. Tuukka Rakkala, I also just like that because it sounds like a very Finnish name.
Yeah.
He had 11 and 8, and Aaron Price Jr. had 10 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. Uh, and of course, Cal Poly is still the only winless Big West team in conference. They have won games.
Yeah, overall they're looking at 4-17 and 0-9 in conference play right now.
never forget their legendary win in the Lancer Joust
Yeah.
against whatever it was, like St. Thomas.
Yep. Yeah. However, down but not out. There are still games to be played. They play until March.
Oh boy.
And so Cal Poly can make up some ground, just like Santa Barbara has. Santa Barbara, as we can remember, was one of those teams started 0-3. They're looking at 5-4 right now. And because San Diego can't participate and misses out on the double bye, Santa Barbara is holding on to a single bye in conference
Oh.
in conference tournament right now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna look at that in just in a little bit too. Uh, but don't worry, things could be looking up for Things will be looking up for Cal Poly because their next two games they get Irvine and Davis.
Oh no. Both
So
teams looking
Irvine's gonna
to
come in and is gonna do something horrible.
yeah,
And
they're not
UC
going to take
Davis
their
might be
losses
bad.
lightly.
Um, the other one that I wanted to highlight too, Fullerton also played Bakersfield and won. This one much more comfortable, 68-50, and Fullerton was at home for it.
Nice.
Never forget that their court has the palm trees on it.
Yeah. I was
Uh,
speaking of mid courts, I was looking at Northridge's court at one point. In the middle of the court they have that big C, and in the
Very
space in
big
the C
C.
it says sun. That honestly might be my favorite half court design.
Oh, the just large C. It's a very big C.
Yeah, have you seen it?
I think I have. I'm gonna look at it right now.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd send you a picture later, but yeah, it honestly it looks kind of like vintage, and I enjoy that.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Okay, there I see it. Yeah, that is a very large mid court logo too.
Right? Yeah.
For some reason, their court looks like it's just painted white. It almost just kind of like a slab of concrete in the middle with the giant red C on it. Nice looking gym though.
Yeah, it is very light in color. I don't enjoy that.
It makes me think of like TCU's court,
Mm-hmm.
minus the weird frog pattern on it. All right, so then the other thing I had with Bakersfield, but okay, so Fullerton did better than them. They shot about 46% from three in the first half. But they were mainly the reason why they were up 13 at the half. Uh, the Bakersfield came out. They got a 9-2 run to kind of cut it close, but even then, Fullerton was just way too much for them. Uh, they outshot Bakersfield from the three and from the field in general. Um, DJ Bruton led the way 17-2, an assist and a steal, and and our boy Tori San Antonio, just good name. 12 and 9, 2 assists and a block.
What a name.
Yeah. Otherwise, but yeah, Bakersfield all around, they pretty much had no chance. They shot 29% from the field in the first half. Oh, 0 for 9 from three in the second half, which was pretty much their only way to try to get back into the game was to shoot threes, and none of them went down. Caleb Higgins at 11-2, 2 assists and 5 steals, and then Dalf Pinocchio. I'm unfamiliar with Dalf's body of work, but he had 10-2 as well.
Did you say his last name was Pinocchio?
Pinocchio, yeah, it kind of sounds like Pinocchio.
Yeah, I was about to say it sounds like his parents got a copyright infringement at the hospital and had to change his last name.
And Also, that ended Bakersfield. They're on a 3-game winning streak because they beat the aforementioned Cal State Northridge Matadors
Hmm.
and they beat them on the Giant Sea.
On the Giant Sea. I
On
love
the
that.
Giant Red Sea.
Who was it Tom Petty that made the song Free Fallin'?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Well, I think the Matadors are doing a bad cover of Free Falling because they are plummeting through the ranks right now.
Yeah, they are. I don't even know. Well, we'll get to this when we talk about the standings, but they are. Yeah, they've pretty much fallen and can't get up. To put it nicely, they've fallen and they can't get up.
Right.
The other team, might as well end on the positive one. UC Irvine is good.
Yes.
Probably a reason why they were picked to win the conference, I would imagine. So UC Irvine now is at the top of the standings, mainly because of their win over San Diego. They destroyed Long Beach State.
Yeah. That game in the pyramid, they came away with an 11-point win. Um, and then they followed it up with a much closer, but still good win over Northridge. So they also went 2-0 this week.
It's a rough nickname. I don't know where I saw this, but someone they, apparently they might just call the Walter Pyramid the mid.
The mid.
That's that's a really unfortunate thing to call your stadium.
Yeah.
Hey
The
guys,
design,
let's go to the mid.
the mid. Yeah, no, the design is anything but mid. I wish other stadiums would have like cool gimmicks and stuff like that. We need more pyramids or more other um, funny shaped arenas. I wish they would play basketball in the Sphere in Vegas.
Oh boy, I wonder what that would look like. I also heard it's not very good for people. The Sphere isn't very fun for people who are like afraid of heights.
Oh, then it would not be fun for me.
It's either not afraid or it's not afraid of something with heights or something like that, or it's I forget what it is.
Either or. Your boy is big afraid of tall staircases and buildings. Um, do not enjoy.
Yeah, but otherwise, I think they should add. They definitely should like create like other like weird venues like that, just for basketball purposes.
Yeah, for real.
Um, so I guess we'll get into this. So it was the black and blue game. That's the name of their rivalry is the black and blue.
Really?
I'm
The black
I'm
and blue
assuming
game?
I'm assuming it's just for their colors and not like is it there like a preponderance of violence that happens during this game?
Yeah. They got a lot of color rivalries because
What was the
who
other
in
one?
Cal Poly?
Was it like green and gold or something?
It was the blue and green rivalry between Cal
Yeah, blue and
Poly
green.
and I think like Bakersfield or something like that.
Oh yeah, the soccer one.
Oh yeah.
So at least it was a big game for UC Irvine. Not, yeah, Irvine. Pierre Cockrell II is now 10th in career assists, I think, at UC Irvine.
Wow.
At least important for him. He had 12 and 11, 3 rebounds, 5 steals. Andre Henry, 12 points, 6 rebounds, and Dylan Thorner, 13 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist in that game. The other thing I also watched part of this, the game itself was kind of hard to watch because for some reason the score, like the little score bug, wasn't on the screen,
Oh no.
so I had no idea what the score was in this game.
Right, except for like every 6th minute when one of the announcers happens to mention it. That's frustrating.
Yeah, and I basically would have to like go onto like my ESPN app to actually like watch it, which not ideal, but what are you gonna do? The Long Beach State, they were pretty much killed by poor shooting. So um, Marcus Shahonas had 15 and 4 and an assist. Lucina Traore had 9 and 8. And otherwise, that was pretty much about it for Long Beach State. Nothing really much they could do, at least.
No, I mean, speaking of their stadium, they're playing pretty mid too. Um, they win a few games, but when they really get a chance to have some statement wins, they're coming up short.
Yeah. Um, the other game might as well get to this. They played Northridge too. This game was closer, and both of these games are in front of pretty decent sized crowds. The Long Beach State one looks pretty cool because I think they also might have been like trying to do like a blackout.
Oh, that's awesome.
But so they beat Northridge by 5. Um, Northridge was up 24-17 in the first half, and then UC Irvine just put on a 11-0 run on them.
Hmm.
Pretty back and forth overall. 4 ties, 10 lead changes. And also that was their 4th straight victory over Cal State Northridge.
Oh wow.
Justin Hahn had 22 points, a rebound, and assist. Andre Henry, 12 points, 4 rebounds. And Carter Welling had 11 points, a rebound, and a block. And also another good stat, a first career double-double for Dean Keeler, a freshman. Or well, no,
Oh
he's
wow.
he's older. Carter Welling was the freshman. Dean Keeler had 12 and 14, 3 blocks and a steal.
Still, congrats to him for the double double.
You got to get one eventually, and there you go.
Right.
Northridge had the lead with 1:23 left in the game.
Oh wow.
So it's possible
Scary.
they could have bounced back, but but yeah, they got dominated in the paint and they got killed by UC Irvine's bench. Deontay Bostic had 18 points, two rebounds and a steal. Deshaun Allen Aikens 15 and 3 assists, a block, and 2 steals. Jasmine Songa 12 points and a rebound. UC Northridge has lost their last 4 games in a row. Like at this point, I don't know what they do.
Um, I'm not sure, but they better figure it out quick because their next game is in San Diego.
Let's
Um, and
outscore the
then
other team. That'd be a good start.
yeah, and then they get a trap game against UC Riverside. So that could be their bounce back game, but they could easily stretch this to 6 losses in a row. And then finally they get a pick me up game against Cal Poly.
And even then, Riverside isn't gonna lay down for them either.
No, not at all.
Watch this. This will be the game that Cal Poly just somehow puts it all together and beats them.
I I really want them to get just one conference win this year.
That could be the death of the system play. Actually, that's the ultimate test for the system plays when they play Cal State Northridge.
Right, yeah.
Do you have anything else on Irvine
It's like
or any of the other 3 teams?
it's like Bane when he's like, "Oh yes, I was wondering which would break first, your system
Oh,
play or Cal Poly." Did I have anything else on what?
on
Just
those three
Irvine?
games or any of
No,
those teams.
no, very good turnouts. Let's see here. Um, Benton Lukton having some good games. Not so much against Northridge. Came away with 2 points, 5 rebounds. He was only 1 for 4 from the floor, but he only was in the game for 11 minutes. So he's coming in and out, and I think they will appreciate his play a lot better when he picks it up, because against Long Beach, I saw he was 3 for 6 from the floor, 100% on his 3 points. He only shot one, but he made it. 5 rebounds and 9 points. So a little bit better against Long Beach, a little bit worse against Northridge. And you can see it in the difference in scores, an 11-point win versus just a, what was it, 5-point win.
Yeah. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Might as well, since we get this mention out there. Bane killed people, correct?
Yeah.
I believe multiple.
Yeah, the instance I was talking about, he did not kill Batman. He only broke his back. But
Yeah, he only broke his back.
I think he left him for dead. So, like, yeah, it's attempted at best.
Some people might say Bane not good guy. That's what the kids are saying.
Right.
So with all that, what do you want to? I guess, do you want a standings update before we move into our next little bit of things?
Yeah, let's look at the table.
All right, so this week is big. Well, one, because since UC San Diego can't go to the tournament at all, the top two seeds are still UC Irvine and UC Davis.
Yeah, but
So
now Davis is hanging a full game back behind UC Irvine.
But at least the good thing is they both have the double bye, at least.
Mm-hmm.
This is bigger for the single buys. It's now Santa Barbara and Long Beach State. Northridge, because they decided to fall off a cliff, have now lost that bye. And then the two who would be out right now would be Riverside and Cal Poly. Cal Poly appears is done, unless they have a miracle happen.
Yeah, a lot of other teams have got to fall off cliffs, and Cal Poly's got to find the elevator if they want to climb back into the conference tournament.
And Bakersfield, thanks to their 3-0 streak, they would be in, and Hawaii would be in too.
Yeah, currently, if season ended today, our first two games of conference tournament would be Northridge and Bakersfield, and
go Roadrunners.
Yeah, Fullerton and Hawaii. Northridge and Fullerton being the home teams in that.
Fullerton, Hawaii wouldn't be bad either.
Although
I guess home doesn't really matter since it's at whatever the Dollar Loan Arena or whatever it is.
Right. We might get a sneak peek at that, because actually, so Thursday the 1st, Hawaii is playing at Fullerton.
Oh, there we go.
So a little foreshadow, little sneak peek of some postseason play possibly. A game is in Fullerton. Both of those teams rocking 11-10 records. So someone's going to 500 and someone's getting another game up away from 500.
Oh, well, I like the sound of that. With that, do we want to go into our next little bit of stuff?
Yep.
Lay it on me. What do you got?
Is this our game segment? Or
I believe it is.
Oh, okay.
If we have one.
Yes. I have come up with some trivia. And this time around, so the first time we played trivia, we talked to each other beforehand. We didn't share questions or anything, but we shared categories. So Ryan kind of knew what the realm of questions I was going to be asking, and I knew what realm of questions he was going to be asking. This time, we didn't really do that. So it's kind of a trivia with no with we're going in for a cannonball. There's no dipping your toe in and seeing what's going on inside of our brains. So today, my category for trivia is beach volleyball.
Oh boy, this will be interesting.
Yeah,
I will have my trivia for next week. A little tease for the people.
nice.
Beach volleyball. Here we go.
All right. So, question one. Um, this is our segment game recognize game. Beach volleyball. So, question number one, what is the over under on how many schools have a beach volleyball team? So the line is set at 100, and you got to tell me, is it over 100 or under 100? This is schools in general, not just in the Big West, but like collegiate beach volleyball overall. How many schools field a team?
Is this across all divisions,
Yes.
as in D1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
I'll go over 100.
Over 100. It is very close, but no, it's actually under.
Oh, okay.
Currently, 94 teams.
That's actually yeah, it is close.
Yeah, 94 schools field a team, um, ranging over 9 different conferences and a few independents. Actually, there's actually a lot of independents in beach volleyball. Um, Maybe they're trying to find conference homes, but a lot more independents than there are in football. And the Big West, so we field 11 teams in basketball.
Yeah.
There is seven Big West teams in beach volleyball.
What's the northernmost beach volleyball school? I wonder.
Uh Honestly, I don't know. It's crazy. I would have I tried to find one. There was one question I really wanted to ask, and if I find the capacity to ask it or to research it to figure out the answer, I will ask it later. I was trying to figure out which school is farthest away from a beach.
Oh
Because
boy.
I did tell you this over text. There are schools. So Kentucky has a few beach volleyball teams. EKU and Morehead State have beach volleyball teams.
Yeah, those got to
The
be close to the furthest north.
Yeah, University of Nebraska at Omaha, or
Yeah,
Lincoln, the Cornhuskers. They field a beach volleyball team.
they got to be close to probably the farthest away, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess you
from
can
the
count like,
ocean beach, I
yeah,
guess.
I was thinking ocean beaches too, because like you can count, or I guess you can play volleyball on a beach on a lake or something like that. So it just depends. But yeah, 94 schools have a team so far. They're looking for more, but I think even with the expansions, I think that number's still going to be hanging around 98.
Oh my
So
goodness.
hopefully it gets bigger, but it's brand new. We talked about it last episode. Their very first season was 2016.
Okay, yeah, that's yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, question number two. Um, where is the beach volleyball championship tournament held each year?
Oh, we talked about this last week. It is Gulf Shores, Alabama
It is. It is
this
Gulf
year.
Shores, Alabama. Yeah. So since 2016 through this year, that's where it's held. Held in Gulf Shores. My family vacations in Gulf Shores. It's a nice place. A lot of good food. I would love to see some beach volleyball there. Tickets are actually crazy cheap too. I was telling Ryan, courtside seating is $35 for that event.
Yeah, I would buy a ticket to go to that actually.
Yeah, it's insane. Uh, After this year, starting next year, and for the foreseeable future, unless they moved again, it is going to be held in Huntington Beach, California, hosted by your Long Beach State.
There we go.
So the Big West is going to be hosting, hopefully participating in some beach volleyball national championships.
By the way, that I believe there's a new leader for highest north of the beach volleyball team.
Yeah, who is it?
Boise State.
Boise State. Love it.
Do they have blue sand?
Bl- Yo, I would love that. If they had
I
blue
kind of would love to
sand,
see like the. It looks like that stuff that they like sell in like like sell in like random like commercials.
yeah, like magic sand or something like that. Yeah. That that's insane. If they could find out a way to make that work and
Is
color the sand, I would definitely love to go.
is there a place that is you would think is probably less associated with the beach than Boise, Idaho, besides Omaha, Nebraska? Oh, also, do you think it would be funny if like there was a volleyball team in like Barrow, Alaska?
Yeah, that'd be funny. I
They
know
only
their
play
high
one
school
time a
football
year.
team. Yeah, their high school football team plays, and if I mean you got to shank the kick really wide, but the ball technically could end up in the Arctic Ocean, which I think is wild.
uh, as it isn't like oh yeah, their football field is above the Arctic Circle.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
you
and
get
there's been polar bears photographed on their field.
yeah, I'm sure. Although I'm sure that'd be a fun way to say that your game gets delayed is because there's a polar bear in the middle
Yeah,
of the field.
jeez, yeah. I wonder how like I don't know how many people show up to the games. Might be the whole town
Probably
because
not
that might be
many.
the well, it might be the only thing to do.
Who knows? Who knows? There could be way too much to do in Alaska.
Yeah, but yeah, I would assume that the crowd would keep the polar bears away, but yeah, I wondered if they've ever been evacuated because of a polar bear sighting.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I forgot they don't call it Barrow anymore.
No, it's some Native American name now.
Yeah. But oh yeah, what was your next one that you had ready on volleyball?
Question 3. So only two states have been represented in every championship game. Which two states?
Okay, so there's one in every one. Uh, California, I would imagine is one.
Yep, California is one. What is the other one?
I will go with I'll go with Florida. Probably a safe guess.
And you would be absolutely correct.
Hey, there it is.
Florida and California are the only two states to have a team represented in the championship game. The only team from Florida to be represented is Florida State. They came in second twice.
Oh,
And
geez.
the only and the three teams to be represented from California are UCLA, USC, and Pepperdine.
Oh,
And only UCLA and USC have won.
yeah. Jeez. Why'd you?
At least
Actually, I
I
guess they
think.
might as well do some things if their football team and basketball teams aren't any good.
Right. All right, question number 4. What was collegiate beach volleyball called before it was beach volleyball? So before 2016 is when it became like NCAAized or whatever. They played it beforehand and it went under a different name. And then in 2016 is when they made it an official NCAA sanctioned championship event.
So what was it called before that?
Yes.
I could not. Oh, I don't even know if I have a guess. I don't know. Outdoor volleyball. I guess we'll go with that.
Close. It's just
It's
sand.
probably not a
Sand
stupid guess. It's
sand
sand.
volleyball. Sand volleyball.
Oh, I thought for a second it was just called sand. I'm like, what
No.
in the what?
No, it's
This,
just
this hardcore volleyball is just called wood,
yeah. Sand.
or
No,
uh,
yeah.
or what's the other one to be like whatever those mats are made from.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we play turf here.
We play turf. All right. So what was your next one? That was question number 4. Was the last one? It was
Yeah.
sand
Sand volleyball.
and
Uh
volleyball.
finally, my
We play on
last question.
concrete.
Yeah. What is the closest a Big West school has been to winning the championship?
Um, I will go with. hmm, I'll go. They've made the championship game. It's either made the championship or probably Final Four or something like that.
Final answer?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So they have not made the championship game, but Hawaii has finished number 3 twice
Oh,
now.
ouch.
Yeah. So they finished in the Final Four just outside of the championship game twice now. I am unaware if they play a consolation game to figure out who's number 3. But so far, that's where the rankings had them
That's brutal.
officially.
What a
Yeah, so Hawaii is good, and when we start talking about beach volleyball, them and Long Beach State, I think, are the two best teams in the Big West currently, and so we're going to be talking a lot about them.
well, yeah, especially because Long Beach State had like Misty May Trainer play there before it
Yeah,
was beach volleyball when it was still sand.
yeah,
Do you know that sand is in the National Toy Hall of Fame?
really
Sand.
for like sandbox. Oh man,
I don't even know. Well, sand isn't a toy. It's a building material.
yeah. It reminds me of like Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars, where he's like, "I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere."
Oh, I have to find this because I always do like seeing this. The National Toy Hall of Fame, which is in like Rochester, New York.
That's
Um,
interesting.
I think they had one that was like, oh, one of the inductees was like stick, just a
Stick,
stick.
stick.
It's been it's in there because of its I don't know. I guess it's longevity, if we want to
Yeah,
think about it.
yeah. Roderick, what is your vote for? You vote stick or sand?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sand was inducted in 2021.
Oh, so it's recent. Wow,
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It's like Fred McGriff. It was voted in by the old timers committee.
that's hilarious.
All
Yeah,
those
I'm
old people who only played with sand and didn't have
sand.
I don't know a hoop with a stick on the end.
Yeah, I wonder how much longer we have to wait until box becomes eligible for the Hall of Fame.
I'm looking right now. I'm actually curious to see if box is in. This is incredible. A
Yeah,
blanket is in.
blanket.
Just a blanket. All right, I guess. Oh, oh, you don't have to wait too long for box. Box is already in.
Oh boy, there we are.
2005, cardboard box was inducted.
Are there any like real toys in there?
Oh yeah, there's real things in it. It's like Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy, and
Okay, yeah,
they also had like light brights and stuff like
okay,
that.
fair enough. Yeah,
Dominoes, playing cards.
I want to know what the biggest snub is then. Like, what toy was everyone really high on that's not in the Hall of Fame?
I have to look at the full list. I see
Yeah, no, because
top,
like top.
the spinning
I,
top.
I want to know if like Pokemon cards made the cut, or if they're even considered a
I don't know if
toy.
they're in yet. Well, baseball cards are in, and they just made it this year.
Oh wow, that's crazy because like baseball
I
cards
say
aren't
that?
even
Dare I say
like
that's a snub, a long snub.
yeah. I was like baseball cards aren't even like the all the rage anymore. Like that was way back when you could get them for like 5 cents or something. That was when people loved baseball cards.
I had baseball cards up for a while, at least when I was younger.
Yeah. Nobody's looking for the 2024 stuff unless they're trying to get somebody's rookie card who they think will be worth a lot of money in the future. Everyone cares about the Mickey Mantles from the whatever time frame
Yeah,
that
you have to get
makes them worth more.
the Onus Wagner that hasn't that's from like 1910.
Oh yeah, when you could get baseball
That's worth
cards
like
and cigarette packs.
$7 million. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, they're getting the baseball cards and cigarettes.
Yeah, good guy Honus Wagner not wanting kids to start smoking just to get his baseball card.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I found the inaugural Hall of Fame. Okay, here's the inaugural Hall of Fame toys. Oh yeah, Barbie
Okay.
makes sense. Crayola crayons
Wow. Okay.
and
Big
a
hitters.
erector set. That's like that's the one where it's like where you build stuff.
Okay. An erector
Uh,
set.
Etch a sketch,
Okay. Fine. Fair enough.
frisbee. Don't
Looking
th-
for
I don't consider frisbee a toy.
looking for speak and spell. Thank you.
Hula hoop, Legos, Lincoln Logs, marbles, Monopoly,
Okay. First board game.
Play-Doh, the Radio Flyer wagon, also not a toy.
Okay.
Although frisbee's in, then that has to go in.
Yeah.
Roller skates.
If a frisbee's in, but like they don't want to include like football or baseball or basketball.
um, Teddy bear, Tinker Toys, the Viewmaster, and the Duncan
Oh, okay.
Yo-Yo. Yeah, so that was the inaugural Toy Hall of Fame.
Jeez, that's a large class.
Dare I say it's too big, too many. Oh yeah, how many more? Oh yeah, do you have more beach volleyball questions?
No, I only came up with the five. I'm trying to just trying to tease it a little bit because they won't actually start playing until February. Right now, this is like spring training slash a few teams like USC and UCLA. The only two teams to actually win championships are they have their equivalent to like their blue and white games. So they have scrimmages and stuff set up, but I think regular season starts in late February.
They have the beach and ocean game, I guess.
Yeah, which I'm not excited for a late February matchup, beginning of the season against like EKU or yeah, Nebraska Lincoln when it's like frozen outside.
I would love to see just a beach volleyball game in Richmond, Kentucky. That would be so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a facility for it. I had no clue. I had no clue.
Is it all indoors? I would
I
imagine.
I think some of it may be, but some of their practice courts are definitely outside.
Just the idea of them playing beach volleyball at EKU
Yeah,
is
because
outrageous.
sand gets cold. Like
Yeah.
it changes temperature so rapidly. Because like when we went to a bowl game in Jacksonville and it was like January, I tried walking on the beach barefooted, and I felt like I was walking on actual ice. That's how cold it was.
And I mean, it just sounds like it would be awful.
Yeah, so not sure. They might have an indoor facility for actual games, but at least some of their practice facility is outside.
Oh yeah, the season starts next month.
Yep.
Oh yeah, EKU has a tournament in April, April 5th to the 6th.
Well, if they ever, um,
If there's a big West school, and I might actually have to like drive up to this
yeah,
thing.
I was about to say we can actually go. If EKU or Moorhead hosts a Big West school, we'll definitely have to go and get you some like courtside action shots and things. Currently, we're not financially able to fly to California,
Not right now,
a whole
at least.
bunch. Not right now, but if we get some sponsors,
unless unless it's Allegiant.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that actually I'll take their money.
I'll fly Allegiant for the Big West. It's fine.
And except you have to like lay, although that's standard on their flights, but you have to lay down on the floor.
Yeah.
Have you seen the thing of those flights that have like the new like innovation in flights where they had like the like you're sitting here and then the person sitting like right here.
Yeah, which is like cool and all until somebody like passes gas right in your
You know
face.
someone's gonna rip one right in your face.
Yeah. And
And
that's what you get for sitting coach.
I mean planes are already tight already. Why do they need to do that?
Yeah.
And said, no, we're already sealing you inside a large steel coffin and throwing you from one side of the country to the other. But
Yeah.
no, now we're gonna make it feel like now you can feel like you're in an actual coffin with the person sitting in front of you.
Right. I'm just gonna fall asleep and put on some John Denver and you can wake me up when we land.
Oh boy. Speaking of people who died and plane on a plane, also don't airplanes they don't even do they put warnings on if a movie they show like depicts like a plane crash in it? Do they warn you now?
I have no clue. Um I assume they just don't play those, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I don't I gotta ask my contacts at the airport if Final Destination is an
Oh
option to
boy.
watch on any airline.
Or like or like Lost.
Yeah.
The entire series Lost.
Yep.
Oh my god. Um so that was fun. I'll have my trivia for next week because there will be I'm sure I'll be able to cook up something devious.
Nice. And once again, he's not going to tell me the category. It's going to be a cold open on that, or a cold start for me. So I'm just going to be thrown in and see how good my raw trivia skills are.
I like that. Um so the next thing I guess we can look at from the last time we talked, I have two guys to talk about for players of the week for the
Hmm.
past little bit. Last week I said that Elijah Pepper was going to be player of the week, and in fact he was.
Nice.
Which I guess that was 2 weeks ago. But so he did it for his wins over Fullerton and UC Irvine. Averaged 20.5 points, averaged about 20 and 8 and 2 steals. Um, that's his. He has 4 career weekly honor awards. So 4 players of the week basically.
Wow.
He was the second UC Davis player this season to get it.
Congrats to him. He deserves it.
This is Ty Johnson has the other one. Going into this past week's games, he had 2010 points, which was fifth all time in the conference.
Wow.
And he could, sneak up a little bit higher too. Um, the other guys nominated were Andre Henry of UC Irvine, Jaden Jones of Long Beach State, Max Jones, Fullerton, Isaiah Moses at Riverside, Corey Stevenson at Bakersfield, and Johan Traore at Santa Barbara. For this week, I think you might be able to guess who the player of the week is.
Is it Bryce Pope?
It is, in fact, Bryce Pope.
Nice.
Uh, this is this is the second time he's been the player of the month this month.
Wow. He's
So,
cranking it out.
just for the record, we are recording this on January 30th. So yeah, he's won 2 of the last 2. Um, so he had 22 points this week. 22 average 22, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and about 2 steals. The other guys nominated in this: DJ Bruton, Noel Coleman from Hawaii, Barrington Hargris from Riverside, Ty Johnson from Davis, AJ Mitchell from Santa Barbara, and Carter Welling from Irvine. Yeah, so there you go. That's your players of the week, brought to you by the greatest conference in all the land.
Easily bringing the Big West to the moon.
Yeah, Big West to the moon. Um, do you have anything on those guys as players of the week, other than shout out them?
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, Bryce Pope definitely deserved it because he put up 29 points against vaunted Davis defense. And so I think that speaks volumes about what he can do as a player. And we've been talking about him a lot over these past few episodes. So he continues to stay near the top. And
He's been like a very prominent player on your teams of the week too.
yeah, yeah, it's unfortunate that they're not going to be able to participate in postseason activities because I feel like he could be a very um, good asset come that time to set them over the edge.
Which is still like a very stupid rule
Yeah.
that you have to do that.
So for the time being, they're treating these games as their postseason and showing that they,
Doing a pretty good job at that.
yeah. So if they finish number one in the table, number two in the table, probably number two, Irvine's really good, but I'm definitely I'm definitely hoping for San Diego to use this as a kind of measuring stick for themselves for next season to see where they could end up on the table. And I think getting a double bye is a very high possibility when they can participate.
Yeah, which that'll be fun.
For sure.
Do we want to go to before we get to start to predict games? Do we want to go to do we want to unveil our teams of the week?
Yeah.
I'll let you go first, since I think I started the last time.
Yeah. No surprise, Bryce Pope on my team of the week. It's hard not to give it to
I
him.
have him as well.
I figured you would. It's hard not to include him. Like when when the conference recognizes you, we recognize you, you're putting up crazy points. You know, people want to play with you and people don't want to play against you.
Pause. People want to play with him, huh?
Oh yeah.
Who did you have next? As to go through your team.
Next, actually also from San Diego, I had a forward. Let me try it. Aniwanawa Tate Jones, the forward.
Our guy.
Yeah, no, great name. Also shooting 70% from the floor in that game.
Holy
4 rebounds,
smokes.
4 assists. Yeah, no, he was really good. And a big reason why they were able to do what they did.
I like that.
Let's see.
And a former player of the week to add to that too.
Right. Who else did I have? Not in that game. It was the Irvine game. Yeah. So actually coming from Northridge, while they keep plummeting, some of their players are still doing individually really well. Dante Bostic,
Yeah.
He makes my team of the week. 1 for 2 from 3. I'd like to see better results on rebounds and assists, but still putting up a lot of points and at least giving his team a chance. And that's all you can ask for in this league is
That's right.
You got to give yourself a chance, especially come playoff time. That's what makes these Cinderella stories happen is players who can keep their team in the game.
And I mean, realistically, they still have like a really good chance too, because I mean, they can right the ship.
Yep.
And now wouldn't be now wouldn't be a bad time for them to actually turn the ship around.
Right. And on the flip side, in that game, Justin Hahn, he's my last guard.
I had him on mine as well.
Yeah, shot 50%, 3 for 7 from three. Again, would like to see better numbers in the assist and rebound category, but he's making up for it in other places and giving his team the edge instead of just a chance.
That's right. He's a stud.
Finally, I think I'm going to opt out of a forward to do another guard,
Oh, okay.
but this guy actually comes from Cal Poly.
Is it Kobe Sanders?
No, it's what is his first name? Aiden Prukop. He's a
Like
junior.
that name.
Yeah, Aiden Prukop. He shooting over 50% from the floor, 4 for 7 from three. He's coming off the bench to do this in their loss against Hawaii. He actually fouls out of this game too. He plays for 30 minutes. And honestly, if he didn't foul out of the game, if he was allowed to keep playing, I think Cal Poly would have had a better shot at winning too. He ended up with 23 points coming off the bench.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He didn't lead in assists. Yeah, Kobe Sanders was also really good. You know, he could make the case for the team as well. But I like seeing the guys because I don't think we've talked about Prukop before, and
Probably
he
not
put
since
up
the start of the season, at least.
no. So while his numbers weren't as fabulous as Sanders, he's still coming out of nowhere to give his team a chance.
Oh, for sure.
So for the sake of, since we've already had 2 players that we both have on our teams, for the sake of that, I will bring up a guy that I don't think we've talked about before. So congrats to Aiden Prukop.
That's right. So yeah, so you said 2 of my guys in Bryce Pope and Justin Hahn.
Mm-hmm.
Usually one of my other rules is if there's a guy who's on the 2-0 team of the week, I usually pick one of their guys, which I did. DJ Bruton is the other of the two win teams.
Nice.
DJ Bruton played big parts in both of their wins, considering that he was, I think, the leading scorer both times. At least for me, I needed a third guard, and this week was kind of hard to pick guys who weren't guards. Because like everyone who played well is a guard, and college basketball has basically become a guard-dominated game,
Right.
and basketball itself. So the big man there was one that stood out, and the other one I had to find somebody good, and I think I did find somebody good. My first big man, I picked Johan Traore from Santa Barbara. Pretty sure I've used him before, but I mean, this week he averaged 20 points at 20 and 8, which for a big man, that's kind of what you like to see, is that he's getting pretty much averaging a double-double in a couple of games, especially contributing on the rebounding part of the ball.
Yeah.
And then my other one was I decided to go to over to the islands and pick Bernardo da Silva from Hawaii. He had 10.5 and 6 rebounds. I probably should have just picked another guard, but I like to respect the game a little bit and go with another big man. So Bernardo da Silva also joins my team of the week with Pope, Traore, and Bruton.
Yeah, all good choices. Yeah, I'd like to see kind of like how we get a Pro Bowl in the NFL. I think having a Big West All-Star game either before or right after the conference tournament would be really fun.
I mean, just seeing that would be kind of funny too. They hold that during the overtime of the tournament.
Yeah, whoever the top 2 people who finish for player of the year in the conference are the 2 team captains, and then they get to pick respectively.
That's right. So with that being said, do we want to preview some of the games for this, or what we like game wise this week?
Yeah.
There weren't really, after looking at the games, there weren't really too many that jumped out and grabbed my attention. UC Davis and UC Santa Barbara, like you said at the beginning, that was probably one that grabs it right away.
Yeah, that just screams trap game for me.
Yeah, I've UC Santa Barbara is very capable of winning, and they're also very capable of laying an egg at the same time.
Yep.
The other one I thought was kind of interesting, UC San Diego and Long Beach State. Mainly because, I mean, Long Beach State is playing for to try to get to the double bye and to keep their single bye. And UC San Diego is essentially just playing to attract more recruits. Because if they can keep stacking good seasons, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, unless he's got more eligibility. Bryce Pope is a senior, so they're gonna have to figure out how to fill his shoes, or unless he decides to use another year of eligibility.
It's also possible he could hopefully he doesn't do this, but grad transfer.
Right.
Um the other game that well, this game could get interesting, which would be UC Davis at Santa Barbara on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one could be a actually well, I think we just talked about that. I'm stupid. Um oh, Northridge and San Diego could be interesting too. Because Northridge, I mean, they don't know what's going on. And San Diego is better than them.
Yeah, this is a great chance for them to do a statement win or keep the downward spiral. We just need to see who shows up and who doesn't.
Or do the other system and take UC Riverside against Northridge.
Yeah.
Because Riverside hasn't won on the road. Were there any other games that pique your interest for this week?
Uh not not fully. I think it's going to be hard to pick games because we've got a lot of top teams playing bottom teams, which those games will be easy. Like UC Irvine plays Cal Poly, but then we get a lot of teams that it could really go either way, like that Hawaii Fullerton game on Thursday. Um, I'm honestly afraid to make a pick on that game because of how close it could be.
Yeah, that's what's going to make the game picking the games fun for this week.
Yeah.
So with that said, do we want to make our picks for this week?
Yeah. Here's
Might
our
as well bring this up, of course. Always bet responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER if you so need it.
yes, call or text. It works either way.
So also to update the record books. Right now you are at 11-7, and I am at 16-2.
Nice.
You had a rough time with UC Davis deciding to completely fall apart.
Yeah, I really thought I had that one, and they proved me wrong. Yeah, speaking of 1-800-GAMBLER, I saw a guy for the AFC Championship game. He bet Travis Kelce first touchdown scorer, and then Zay Flowers to score 2 touchdowns. And that bet was going to pull in like just shy of $1,000 for him, and he lost because Zay Flowers fumbled
not
at
anymore.
the goal line. Yeah. Fumbled at the goal line, made him lose that money, and I was like, honestly, if I was him, yeah, I'd be on the phone immediately with 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'd be screaming, and then responsibly call them.
Yeah.
I can go first for this week since I think you've started the last couple of times.
Okay.
This one is painful, but I'm going to continue to ride my system until it dies. Um, give me the UC, the University of California at Irvine, the Anteaters against Cal Poly. Uh, UC Irvine is really, it's basically, I'm betting on the penthouse over the outhouse. So
Fair enough.
give me Irvine, who I believe, um, I'm 1-1 picking UC Irvine to win, by the way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, their loss was against New Mexico, who New Mexico is like kind of good.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. For my away game, give me. I really like what Long Beach State has been doing. So I'm taking them to beat Bakersfield at Bakersfield.
Poor Roadrunners. Um, also, you are 1-1 picking Long Beach State. You had them to defeat. You had them beating Montana State, but they lost to Illinois State after beating
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah, that was in their yo-yo phase,
Yeah, that's not quite what you want to have.
which now we found out is in the Toy Hall of Fame. So
Yeah, but yeah, we found out the beach is in the Toy Hall of Fame.
yeah, see, it all roads lead through the beach. That's why we're here.
That's yeah. Um, you know what? I'm gonna okay. I'm just gonna double system this. Um, give me Cal State Northridge over. I'm gonna hold my nose and I'm gonna pick Cal State Northridge to beat Riverside.
Okay.
Uh, I feel like they have to turn it around at some point, and Riverside, as much as I like them, they're just not up to snuff right now. And Riverside is at least I'm 2-0 when I've picked them. So maybe it's time to try to get back on the horse with them. Now that I say that they're going to lose by 500 points
Yeah.
to whoever they're playing, Riverside.
Oh man. Okay. I said I was afraid to pick this game, but I'm not afraid anymore. Going back, Fullerton and Hawaii have played already this year. Fullerton came away with a 2-point overtime win on the islands.
Oh
So,
boy.
yeah, Fullerton's playing at home against Hawaii. It could go either way. I might end up losing this, but like Lord Farquaad said, that's a chance I'm willing to take. Give me Fullerton over Hawaii.
Ooh, okay. I like that too. I feel like if they hit a lot of shots, they're gonna win.
Yeah.
Which that's kind of Fullerton's like modus operandi.
Yeah. Yeah. So that one's a little bit scary, but currently, if you're watching our picking segment and you're picking our games, chances are you're making money. So just trust me, trust the process, trust Ryan's
Trust the
system plays.
systems.
Yeah. So follow us and we will lead you to the Valley of Milk and Honey.
And it's not quite a question of whether you would be making money or not because we're 27-9. So you are in fact making money.
Yeah, maybe we could do a little bit better of a job at talking about like spreads and stuff. I know some people like to be spread better, some people like over unders. Um, this isn't going on my official pick, but if you like unders, try looking at Cal Poly. They've hit the under a few times. So if you like overs, try looking at San Diego and or who else scores big points? Try looking at San Diego or Irvine because they might fetch you more overs. And if you want unders, try looking at Cal Poly.
I like the sound of that. Anything else before any other housekeeping things before we sign off?
No, for housekeeping, as always, just let us know in the comments on our socials what you want to see from us, what other segments we could do, what we could be doing better. We didn't talk about this in the show. I just remembered it. They just came out with the top 10 schools, the top 10 most applied to schools in the country. and 5 of the top 10 are all Big West schools.
which is
So,
awesome.
yes, congratulations to them. UC San Diego is actually number 2. So,
Which, given the scenery around those schools, I'm surprised it's not. I'm surprised all 11 aren't Big West schools.
yeah. So, we're not, we're primarily a college sports podcast, but these schools have a lot more to offer than just sports. They are very good schools. They have a lot of cool
Outstanding
programs.
schools.
Whether you're into film, whether you're into wine, whether you're into science, being an astronaut, um, we can talk about it all on the show.
That's right, and pretty much have at this point.
Yeah.
So if there's nothing else, this has been episode number 10 of Beach and Ball. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed you had made it to 10?
Yep.
Despite every technological problem that has been thrown at us, we're still alive.
Yep. Number 10, keep sticking around until we turn into teenagers, and eventually we'll have to
Soon
do
we'll
something
be allowed
special.
to drink on this show.
Yeah, we'll have to do something special for our 21st episode. Maybe I'll get my hands on some wine made by Cal Poly students.
Which, if you're watching and send us a big box of that.
Yeah, or at least tell me what it's called. That way I can go to Total Wine and pick some up.
That's right. With that all being said, and avoiding some more technological problems, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Lucas.
So it's starting to get warmer out there as we approach college volleyball season. So you're getting even closer to enjoying the beach, but more importantly, for the next few months, enjoy the ball.